What comes to mind when you hear the letters B? Is it the sleek design of a luxury sedan? The roar of a high-performance engine? Or maybe that iconic blue and white roundel? For over a century, BMW has been a symbol of German engineering, performance, and driving pleasure. But the story of this automotive giant is far more complex and fascinating than just the cars we see on the road today. It's a tale of airplanes, motorcycles, near bankruptcy, and a triumphant rise to become one of the most respected brands in the world. So buckle up, because today we're taking a journey through the incredible history of Bayerische Motorenwerk, or as we all know it, BMW. Our story begins not on the road, but in the skies. During the early days of aviation, in 1916, two German aircraft engine companies merged to form Bayerische Flugzeugwerk, or BMW. A year later, another company, Rapp Motorenwerk, which was already building aircraft engines, rebranded itself as Bayerische Motorenwerk, or BMW. These companies were crucial to Germany's efforts in World War I, producing powerful and reliable engines for fighter planes. This is where the famous blue and white propeller logo comes from, right? Well, that's a popular myth, but the truth is a little different. The roundel actually represents the colors of the Free State of Bavaria, BMW's home state. The propeller story was a brilliant piece of marketing from a 1929 AD, and it stuck. After World War I, the Treaty of Versailles banned Germany from producing aircraft and aircraft engines. For a company whose entire business was built on aviation, this was a disaster. BMW had to pivot, or it would perish. They started making whatever they could to stay afloat, including industrial engines, agricultural equipment, and even office furniture. But their engineering expertise couldn't be kept down. In 1923, they found a new direction on two wheels. At the Berlin Motor Show, BMW unveiled its first motorcycle, the R32. It was an instant sensation. It featured an innovative boxer engine with a drive shaft, a design so good that BMW still uses a version of it in their motorcycles today. This wasn't just a new product. It was the birth of BMW's legacy in ground transportation. With the motorcycle business booming, BMW set its sights on a bigger prize. In 1928, they purchased the Automobilewerk, a car manufacturer that was building a licensed version of the British Austin 7 called the Dixie. BMW refined the Dixie and rebadged it as the BMW 3/5. It was small, simple, and reliable, a perfect entry into the car market. But BMW's ambitions were much grander. Throughout the 1930s, they began designing their own cars, and they were stunning. The BMW 328 Roadster, introduced in 1936, was a masterpiece of pre-war engineering and design. It was lightweight, powerful, and dominated racetracks across Europe, winning its class at the 1939 24 Hours of Le Mans and the 1940 mm. The 328 cemented BMW's reputation as a builder of true driver's cars. However, this golden era came to an abrupt end with the outbreak of World War II. Once again, BMW's factories were repurposed for the war effort, producing aircraft engines like the legendary 801, which powered the Focke-Wulf FW-190 fighter plane, and also manufacturing motorcycles for the military. The war left BMW in ruins. Its Munich factory was heavily bombed, and its main car factory in Eisenach ended up in Soviet-controlled East Germany. The post-war years were a desperate struggle for survival. The company was barely alive, making pots and pans, and eventually, a single-cylinder motorcycle, the R24. By the 1950s, BMW was ready to get back into the car business, but it made some critical missteps. They decided to target the luxury market with the beautiful but incredibly expensive BMW 501 and 502 sedans, known as the Baroque Angels. They also produced the stunning 507 Roadster, a car so gorgeous that Elvis Presley bought two of them. But these cars were financial disasters. They cost a fortune to build and sold in tiny numbers. To make matters worse, BMW also tried to capture the lower end of the market with the Yasita bubble car. While iconic and cute, the profit margins were raised. By the end of the 1950s, BMW was on the brink of bankruptcy. A buyout by their rival, Daimler-Benz, seemed inevitable. But at a dramatic shareholder meeting in December 1959, a group of small shareholders and a powerful industrialist family, the Quantis, rejected the Daimler-Benz offer. They decided to gamble on BMW's future, injecting fresh capital and a new vision. This was the turning point. The company needed a car that could save it, a car that sat perfectly between the cheap bubble cars and the expensive luxury sedans. That car was the BMW 1500, launched in 1962. Part of the new E-Class, or new class of sedans. It was sporty, stylish, and practical. It was a massive success and defined the modern BMW identity. The sports sedan. The new class saved BMW and laid the foundation for everything that came next. The success of the new class led directly to the birth of one of the most iconic car series of all time. The BMW 3 Series, launched in 1975. The 3 Series perfected the compact sports sedan formula and became the benchmark for every other automaker to follow. At the same time, BMW was also building its performance credentials with the creation of BMW MGMB, its motorsport division. In 1972, the M division started by creating legendary race cars, like the 3.0 CSL, but soon they began applying that racing technology to street cars, giving us M-badged legends like the M1 supercar and the M3, a car that would become a cultural icon. Through the 70s and 80s, BMW expanded its lineup with the 5 Series, 6 Series, and the Series, each one reinforcing the brand's commitment to performance, quality, and that ultimate driving machine slogan. As we moved into the 21st century, BMW continued to innovate and expand. They acquired the Rover Group, which gave them the Mini and Land Rover brands, although they later sold Land Rover. The Mini brand, however, was a huge success under BMW's stewardship. They also took ownership of another legendary British marque, Rolls-Royce. BMW was also a pioneer in the SUV market, or as they call it, the sport activity vehicle market. With the launch of the X5 in 1999, it proved that a large, practical vehicle could still handle like a true BMW. Today, BMW is at the forefront of another revolution: electrification, with their i sub-brand. They're developing a new generation of electric and hybrid vehicles, from the futuristic i3 and i8 to the all-electric i4 and iX, proving that the ultimate driving machine can also be an electric one. From building biplane engines to pioneering electric mobility, the history of BMW is a relentless pursuit of performance and innovation. It's a story of surviving wars, staring down bankruptcy, and always focusing on the driver. The next time you see that blue and white roundel flash past you on the highway, you'll know it's not just a car. It's the product of over 100 years of passion, engineering, and the unwavering desire to build the ultimate driving machine. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey through automotive history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories like this one. See you in the next video.